Chapter 7. The Thing That Wore His Name. Time fell through Elias like a cathedral collapsing into a single bell note. He did not see the chamber anymore. He saw everything the chamber had ever been: a cave beneath a glacier, a temple beneath a city, a tomb beneath a temple, a machine beneath a tomb. He saw men with ash-painted faces lowering copper bowls into circular canals. He saw women in white linen singing into stone mouths carved into the floor. He saw kings brought down here blindfolded and shaking. He saw bodies laid across the platform, not as sacrifices, but as instruments, human tuning forks. The golden sphere pulsed above him. No, not above, inside. Elias screamed, but the scream stretched backward through years. He heard himself as a boy crying in the public library bathroom, because his father had forgotten to pick him up again. He heard himself at 19, drunk and angry, telling a girl he loved her when what he really loved was not being alone. He heard himself in the abandoned lodge 3 nights ago whispering, "Just show me the door." Now the door was open, and something was coming through. The creature stood inches away from him, frozen in the blast of golden white light. Its cracked body trembled, its claws shook, its antlers burned at the tips. Elias could feel its hunger, not for flesh, for correction. It wanted the universe balanced. It wanted stolen fire returned. It wanted the arrogant little man on the platform to understand that ancient engines did not wake up for curiosity. They woke up for payment. The witness stood at the edge of the chamber, coat of dark feathers rippling though there was no wind. "Elias!" it called. The sound of his name snapped him halfway back into his body. His knees buckled. The tuning fork was still pressed against his chest. The black stone floated in front of him, spinning slowly inside the golden light. Symbols surfaced across it like bones rising through mud. "What do I do?" Elias choked. The witness did not answer. Of course it didn't. The old ones never gave answers when payment was due. The creature moved one finger, just one. The light around it cracked like thin ice. Elias felt the fracture pass through the platform beneath his feet. Then he understood. The frequency had stopped it, but only barely. He had seconds, maybe less. He ripped the tuning fork away from his chest and struck it again. The note tore through the chamber. The canals reversed direction. The golden sphere brightened. The creature screamed, and the scream had words inside it. Not words spoken to Elias, words spoken as Elias. "You opened me." Elias staggered backward. The creature's face shifted. The burnt clay skin folded inward. The jaw shortened. The eyes dimmed from furnace red to human brown. The antlers cracked and fell away in burning pieces. Elias watched in horror as the monster's face became his own. Not exactly. Older, hollower. The same sharp cheekbones. The same tired eyes. The same scar above the eyebrow from when he fell through the glass coffee table at 12. But this version of him looked ruined from the inside out, like a man who had survived every bad choice and become the punishment for them. The thing smiled with Elias's mouth. "Hello, thief." Elias could not move. The witness whispered from the shadows, "Now it wears what you brought with you." What the hell does that mean? It means the debt knows where to cut. The thing that wore Elias stepped onto the platform. The golden sphere flickered. Elias backed away, but there was nowhere to go. "You thought you were different," the thing said. Its voice was Elias's voice buried under stone. "You thought the others were fools, the influencers, the frauds, the professors, the priests, the government men, the secret collectors. You thought you were pure because you wanted truth instead of money." It leaned closer. But truth was only the prettier mask. Elias clenched his jaw. The words hit too clean, too deep. He lifted the tuning fork again. The thing laughed. "Strike it, please. Make another sound you do not understand." Elias struck it anyway. The note rang out, but this time the creature caught the sound in its hand. The air bent visibly around its fingers. Then it crushed the note. Silence slammed into the chamber. Elias's ears popped. Blood ran from his nose. He dropped to one knee, gasping. The witness stepped forward sharply. That was the first time Elias saw panic in it. Elias, off the platform! Now, the thing smiled. Too late. The black stone split open. Not broke. Opened. Like an eye. Inside was no crystal, no mineral, no natural thing. Inside was a tiny burning room, and in that room stood Elias. Another Elias. A younger one, maybe 28, wearing the same old leather jacket he had pawned years ago. He stood behind glass, pounding on it with both fists. Elias crawled toward the stone. "What is that?" The younger Elias screamed soundlessly. The thing wearing his face crouched beside him. "Every road you did not take." The stone pulsed. The tiny room changed. Now Elias saw himself married to a woman he had left because she wanted ordinary mornings and he wanted mysteries. Pulse. Now he saw himself teaching chemistry at a community college, gray-haired and gentle, never breaking into archives, never hearing the old tone. Pulse. Now he saw himself dead in the basement explosion, body crushed under the resonance chamber. Pulse. Now he saw himself above the city, standing on a courthouse roof under a blackened sun, while thousands of people knelt in the streets below him. That Elias wore gold around his throat. That Elias looked happy. The vision slammed shut. Elias vomited onto the platform. The thing touched his shoulder almost tenderly. "Do you see it now? You did not open a door through time. You opened the place where all possible versions of you wrought together." The chamber shook harder. Chunks of black stone fell from the ceiling and exploded into dust around them. Far above, faint but real, sirens wailed through the city. The world above was starting to notice. That meant the damage was spreading. Elias forced himself to his feet. "What do you want?" The thing's smile faded. "I want you to stop lying." "I'm not lying. You are nothing but lies arranged in human shape." The words hit him like a punch. The creature stepped closer. "You told yourself you were seeking wisdom, but you wanted power." Another step. "You told yourself you were rejected by fools, but you were terrified they were right." Another step. "You told yourself gold did not matter, but you wanted the world to kneel." Elias's hands shook. The tuning fork felt suddenly heavy. The witness said, "Do not argue with it. It feeds on defense." Elias almost laughed. Of course it did. Every accusation begged him to fight back. Every word hooked into his pride. Every insult tempted him to prove himself. And that was the trap. The thing knew his mind because it was made from his mind. The creature opened both arms. "Come on, Elias. Tell me you are the hero. Tell me you are the chosen one. Tell me this was destiny." The golden sphere above them dimmed. The chamber darkened. Elias looked at the black stone, still floating, still open, still showing impossible fragments of his life. Then he looked at the thing wearing his face. "No," Elias said. The thing tilted its head. Elias wiped blood from his upper lip. "No, I'm not the hero." The witness went still. Elias took one step toward the creature. "I'm not chosen. I'm not pure. I'm not above anyone. I broke into places I shouldn't have. I stole things I didn't understand. I dressed obsession up as devotion and called it research." The thing's face twitched. The chamber stopped shaking for half a second. Elias took another step. "And yes, I wanted power," the thing snarled. The golden sphere flared. Elias felt the truth lock into the air like a key turning. "I wanted power because I felt powerless. I wanted gold because I was tired of being broke. I wanted secrets because ordinary life felt like a prison. I wanted proof because I hated being laughed at." The creature's skin cracked again, red light spilling through. "Stop." Elias stepped closer. "I wanted the world to kneel because I didn't know how to stand." The creature screamed. The scream shattered 3 pillars. The platform split beneath Elias's boots. The witness shouted something in a language Elias did not know. The golden sphere dropped lower, almost touching Elias's head. The thing wearing him backed away, its human face peeling open, revealing the burnt antlered shape beneath. Truth heard it. Not righteousness, not bravery. Truth. Elias laughed once, breathless and half mad. That's the solvent, he whispered. All alchemy began with dissolution. Break the false thing down. Burn away the disguise. The creature lunged. Elias slammed the tuning fork against the black stone. The note erupted. The creature hit him at the same time. They flew off the platform together. Elias crashed through a curtain of golden light and landed in one of the circular canals. The water was freezing and impossibly deep. It swallowed him whole. He sank. Above him, the chamber became a blurred halo. The creature plunged in after him. Underwater, it moved like smoke. Elias kicked hard, but his coat dragged him down. His ribs screamed, his lungs burned. The tuning fork was gone. The satchel was twisting around his neck. The creature grabbed his ankle. Its hand burned even underwater. Elias opened his mouth and lost precious air in a burst of bubbles. The canal was not a canal. It was a current. It pulled him sideways through a narrow stone throat, dragging him away from the chamber. His shoulder smashed against rock. His knee cracked against something sharp. The creature held on, crawling up his leg. Elias clawed at the satchel. His fingers closed around the lighter. Useless. Then the quartz. Cracked. Dull. Still alive. He shoved the quartz against the creature's hand. Nothing happened. The creature's grip tightened. Elias's vision darkened. No air. No sound. No time. Only the current. Then he remembered. Sound was not only heard. Sound was pressure. Elias took the last air in his chest and screamed underwater. The scream entered the quartz. The crystal flashed. A shockwave burst through the canal. The creature's hand blew apart into red sparks. Elias shot forward, ripped through the stone throat, and was vomited out into open air. He hit metal, not stone, metal. He rolled across wet concrete, coughing water, blood, and bile. Cold rain struck his face. He was outside, above ground. For one beautiful second, he thought he had escaped. Then he heard the city, not sirens now, screaming. Elias pushed himself up. He was on a service platform beside the river, beneath a bridge. Night hung over the city, but the sky was wrong. Clouds twisted in a massive spiral above downtown. Lightning flashed without thunder. Streetlights flickered in patterns. On, off, like a signal. The river below flowed backward. Cars sat abandoned on the bridge overhead. People stood beside them, staring up at the sky with blank faces. Their mouths moved in unison. Elias listened. They were humming, the same low tone he had heard in the dark. The tone beneath all tones. His blood went cold. The old road was not under the city anymore. It was rising through it. Behind him, the water in the drainage tunnel began to boil. A burnt hand reached out, then another. The creature pulled itself from the tunnel, reforming as it climbed. Antlers regrew from its skull. Its face shifted between monster and Elias, monster and Elias, monster and Elias. It dropped onto the platform. Steam curled from its body. The thing smiled. You closed nothing. Elias backed toward the river. The black stone lifted from his satchel and hovered between them. Above the city, the spiral of clouds opened. A column of gold light descended onto the courthouse dome. The humming grew louder. Every person on the bridge turned their head toward Elias, all at once. The witness appeared in the rain beside him. Its feathered coat was torn now. One side of its face had burned away, revealing not bone beneath, but stars. You have one chance left, it said. Elias could barely stand. What chance? The witness pointed toward the courthouse. The first seal is broken. The second will open there. The creature took one step forward. The bridge lights exploded overhead. Glass rained down. People screamed again, waking from the trance, running, crashing into one another, abandoning cars, falling to their knees. The city was coming apart. The witness leaned close. You wanted the machinery of God. The creature charged. The river rose behind Elias like a black wall. The witness grabbed his arm and whispered, Now survive the maintenance.